All right. Yeah, it can. So it can actually help you. I don't know if you guys want to do it this way. Does anybody else ever use Gemini for editing? So you put in like your medical stuff, like things you know about your family, like what's that?
What if we don't know the history, like on one side?
It happens. You do your best you can. So imagine if you have a client who comes in and maybe they're adopted, so they don't know any on both sides, but you can also put your adoptive parents in, like nature versus nurture is always a debate, but like how they were raised, there's strictness, like how they were brought up, different chores that they had to do. So it does happen, but you do your best and you want to have, I want to see if they write a map for you though.
It's actually, this is base, not that.
So I'm asking Gemini to do a big, tall order here. If it makes this, I'm going to be impressed. You guys can draw by hand, I'm fine with that, but like teaching you, oh yeah, holy shit, look at that. Boom. That's insane. So like you can do inputs and like give it all the info and like it's not cheating. Like if it's stuff you know and people have talked about it.
So you can do that for our
What's that?
You can do that for our
You can now. I may expect even more though, because I've seen some really shitty ones that are drawn by hand. But like, see how it keeps on asking more questions.
Like more information.
Right? Yeah. Like,
What's like the minimum amount of information?
well, they want 3 generations. That's what they were saying on all these videos. You want to
So
know.
like our mom, our grandma, and our great grandma.
That's the idea. Like you, your siblings, if they have kids, or if you have kids, then your parents and your grandparents. That's the generations.
Wait, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, this might sound like an excuse, but I promise it's not. I don't really like know like my great grandparents.
Right, yeah, understood. Like, a lot of people
on my mom's side. Like, so what would be like the substitution for me?
You put in as much info as you know. How many siblings do you have?
All together? Like my mom and my dad?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So that's a good amount of information. Do any of them have kids?
nah, they are young.
So they're all younger. And then you're just saying you're missing like, because when you draw, I think I showed you.
My grandpa on my mom's side, and my great grandparents.
Okay.
Um,
I forget, did I draw you guys one the other day? You can draw and just snap a picture too. I was just impressed it can traits. Like that's impressive to me. The fact that, damn. So the fact that it can do this is cool. And like I said, you're not like making up. I guess you could make up shit. Ideally, you don't want to, because if you want to help somebody and counsel them, you want honest information. So that's what I do. If we know how to make a genogram for ourselves, we know how to make a genogram with our client. And so that's what I'm going to try to do with you guys here. Such as, so they transfer it to, have you guys heard of Creatively or Web Genome? I've never heard of those things. My wife has the same birthday as my sister. 3, 10, 75. Do you guys know everybody's birthday in your family? That's tough, isn't it?
I could ask them around.
Do you? Yeah. Right, that's the idea. It does get you to talking to.
I don't know. This is my birthday, my siblings, my parents, my siblings, my nieces, and my nieces, and nephews.
But I'm impressed it can like give you a map, because I've never, this is something I never grew up with. You know what I mean? We had like the internet and all that, but we never had where it could like draw.
This is very helpful. This helps with a lot of things.
Right. And if you're doing it in a way, transparent, open, and honest, and putting in your own stuff. Because I know that like
I don't know about the cancer history and stuff like that. I don't know about like the tracing stuff that's supposed to be better. What exactly? Okay, we kind of had talked about it, right? But like, what is like the environment we need, like our parents, like great grandparents, so on and so forth. What are the other like? What's the other information that we need to have in order for this to like actually, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I know like trades that are like supposed to be like.
So like level of years in school, number of years in school is alpha 1. You kind of get education, history. If you're a first generation college student, if your parents were, cancer history, heart strokes, heart attacks.
I don't know about stuff.
Right. And it could just be your own diagnosis, like allergies, maybe you had shoulder surgery. I mean, you can, the list goes on and on. Like,
Okay, do we still put like a grandparent if they were like married into them?
yeah, they do have ways of doing that.
So we would still put that? Cause like my grandma is my grandma, but my grandpa is like, he got married to my grandma. So he's not like blood, but he was
Right.
my grandma.
Right. So a lot of times we'll put like a line through it and say like grandpa was divorced, and then new grandpa over here. That's usually how they do it. But in a sense, I'm the one. John was divorced in 2018. I can't remember now. I think it was 2019. No, it was 2018. So yeah, they do double line square. So they're showing you how to draw. If you do want to draw by hand, I'm going to ask, can you draw this for me now? I'm kind of impressed. Some of them want to charge you a bunch of money. You know what I mean? What is Nano Banana 2? Have you guys heard of that? I guess it's a software. See, damn. Holy shit. Like, because I've never in my life. And so one thing you can also do is say you get it this far and then you think of something, you print it out and you write it in, you like sketch it in, you draw it in.
And we submit this to D2L.
Yes. Yep. So you can snap a picture of it or messages. I wish my computer didn't have messages. So anything else? I it is scary to put a lot of personal information into the internet. I feel like they already know the shit anyway. But,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, what do you guys think?
Are you asking me what I think of that?
Yes.
It's no big difference. I mean, everybody's on a camera somewhere, everybody's done something somewhere, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta put like the end of your social security on like whatever job application, university, or you have something like that. They can take your information from there. That was the case. It's no big deal. Everybody knows who everybody is on there.
What is hemochromatosis?
Hemochromatosis is considered iron overload.
Oh.
And so it is very fatal. If you don't treat it, they have to let blood. So my sister obviously bleeds every month and doesn't die, but my brothers have to let blood out. And if you don't, the iron builds up in your system and like destroys your kidney, livers, and like even heart, I think. So they're not supposed to drink much. They still do, but it's just like, you know, there's. I hate to refer back to AI on that though too, but like what is I always call it hemochromatosis, but they didn't think it was fun. The medical condition where your body absorbs and stores too much iron in your diet because the human body cannot easily get rid of extra iron. Excess builds and stores in major organs like your liver, heart, pancreas, and can cause severe damage. I'm a carrier, but I don't have it. So those are things you want to know if like you're going to die of cancer or heart disease. If you could do shit to prevent it now, would you do shit to prevent it? Like I started running when my dad had open heart surgery. I was like old and fat. Like I'll be 50 in 2 years, but like I was out of shape and had to start from scratch running again and exercising.
It's good to my medicine and it's good to like start young. Cause like once you get like a certain like 20 stage, like the stuff that like you eat really sit with you. You ain't got like that entire
I do know I have alcoholism on both sides of the family. I mean, that's tough because that's kind of more of like a self-diagnosis. Is that makes any sense? But you can see if somebody drinks and doesn't stop, or if they try to stop and they can't stop, that's a good
What do you mean? Okay, so you know how like alcoholism, right? Just on its own. I have a lot of family members who like drink, right? Or like they drink and they get drunk, of course. But like their logic is like, that's what I'm drinking for.
Yeah.
But like whenever like they're not like drunk or whatever the case is, they just don't drink. It's just like an okay thing. Like yeah, I'm not drinking today. Okay, that's fine. We just listen up like they drink to get drunk, right? They drink to get super messed up. But then like whenever they're not drinking, they're like, okay, you know, I don't need to drink to like feel good or like function.
Right. So now in the DSM for that's the Diagnostic and Statistic Manual, I can give you all a copy of that too if you want it, because I have a digital copy. They diagnose it as alcohol abuse disorder or alcohol use disorder. So they don't even, I don't even call it alcoholism. Yeah.
So we put like one of our family members were an alcoholic or had that, you know, disease. So we put that on the other.
Do you have any other more detailed questions? I know I can do.
Huh?
Any more detailed question?
No.
No, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get you things at once. Please ask. I'm gonna see if it can, if I can get, because this is like auto too, right, that we're talking to? Oh, ex-spouse died of alcoholism in December 2025. What was his name? Oh, they were the spouses. Okay. Ex is Kara. Jen. Like, how smart is the AI? Joe. Kara. Does it know? Brad. Lisa. Yeah, so the information you can draw, if you think of it in terms of like therapy, has anybody in here ever been to therapy? Did they ever do anything like your family history?
Yeah.
So how do they go about it? What was some of the things they asked? Without getting too personal, like you don't have to.
I mean, she just really asked me like my family dynamics and stuff like that. Like she kind of broke it down, like by both sides. Like we started parent wise with my siblings and stuff like that.
Anybody else? Yeah.
They just,
For me, it's a little bit different, because they didn't ask more really about family dynamics, they asked about like history with mental health in my family.
Okay.
Any schizophrenia or any, bipolar disorder, stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah, because that is also genetic. There's a link to genetic bipolar disorder, genetic alcoholism, stuff we pass on, and like don't get cured until one of us has therapy. Like it could be generationally, hundreds of generations of alcoholism until one person breaks the cycle, which is crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm impressed they can do this. You need to add genders and names of your 11 nieces and nephews. God, that's a lot. Are there any health notes or genetic traits to add for the children?
Okay, I have one more question.
Yeah, sure, keep asking.
If, like, okay, say, like, my family has, like, everybody has vision issues.
Yeah,
So I go to.
that for sure. Like I have a cat ranger, just reminded me. I don't want to get surgery, but
I think my grandma got, she got a surgery done, and also my auntie did. I just know everybody can't see, you just all can't see.
right, and that's yeah, you're right. You're absolutely. It's like a genetic. I think it's stopping drawing for me now. They want me to see the top button. They want me to push that
I think what you said.
and pay for it, right? I think
Oh,
that's
after a certain amount.
right. But this is the only one I've seen not do that. Grok has, ChatGPT has, and somebody
Wait,
else.
so what is this? This is not.
It's just what's on freaking
It's Google
Google.
Gemini. Oh, this is
Gemini.
Google. Yeah, this is.
Because they want
Like,
all-
They automatically like little AI sort of mark.
They want all your information.
Yeah, I never used Google AI. I'm not.
Yeah, they want all your information. It's crazy.
Put it in there.
They're kind of, what do you call it? Like, so yeah, I somehow got 4 generations. I'll try to not break too many. So you asked about like the divorce, was the question? So they put mine in, I'm the only one who had, and they put, yeah, died in 2018. Then my current wife is there. I only put my kids' names because I'm lazy, but I could put like all of the other kids. I know he fought in World War II. He got lung cancer, they gave him 2 packs of cigarettes, like his rations. Every day he get 2 packs of cigarettes. And I was a smoker.
a day.
Yeah, I was a pack a day. My dad was too, so he was open hearted. My mom also smoked. Yeah, so you can add a lot of info, but I'm because you can argue this both ways. Somebody's like, oh, that's cheating. You didn't even do that yourself. Well, all the inputs were from me. Like, I put in all the info. I don't expect you guys to be artists or social workers. You know, like, you don't have to draw it. People do draw. If that's easy to draw and just sketch it out. That's what we've always done. But this is the first year I ever thought of using this one. Because, and it looks pretty decent. Can you think of anything else you would want to know? If you were my counselor and you saw this, what else would you want to know? Alcoholism on both sides. You have cancer, and cardiovascular, that's the blue. Yep.
Okay, so I'm mixed, so
Mhm.
would I put that on my do I have my
You can, yeah.
dad?
Like I know my mom's side was 80% German, 20% Irish. My dad's side was like mostly German. So you can go into that detail. Have you guys ever taken those 23andMe things, whatever they're called? I'm afraid they sell your data there too. I don't trust it. But if you know just from the family word of mouth history, I wonder if you could put like, I don't know if people use pictures. Is that something that they would do? Like if you got into using a photo journal, something like that? That's hilarious. So, when you get your MSW, you get hooded, that's what they do, they put the hood over you like that. It's kind of weird. But yeah, how many of you guys are interested in getting a master's of social work? Because it's only 1 year. Yes. And when you do, they put the hood over you. That's, you know, when you see all the weird cap and gown stuff that they do. That's funny. I don't know what that is. Oh, I think I can move that guy. So like if you wanted to add photos, does anybody else save photos for like a photo journal?
I just keep it in like my photos.
Right, yeah.
Oh yeah. I got pictures from like 2013.
Nice.
And I was like 6.
And they're all from your phone or you took them?
No, my mom took them and then like she's had the same iPod for like forever. But like my dad did, and they'll send it to me, and then I'll save it, and it'll save like the same day on my phone. So it's like,
Right. So,
the oldest photo that I have on my phone is May 28th, 2012. My little sister's birthday was like 3 days after that, but we had like her party like that weekend, and this picture of
okay, that's awesome. So I mean, that's something that could be added. So my first wedding was in 2012. I think I shared that with you guys. My first wedding was adopted from India. Her parents were Indian and American, and she got a really sweet job and didn't want to have kids, and I didn't want to have kids, so that was like the difference. So that's why I had kids so late in life. So I guess that's sometimes pieces of information, you know, like if you were a counselor, like, well, what did you guys do? What was the, oh, there you go. I got photos from 1979. Do those count? That would be 1979 and 1980.
it says like 1979, 1980.
I had to upload all of these myself. But like it has whole like family videos and everything like that.
I have like stuff like that. Well, I don't have like the digital photos. When I was little, I had like a baby book.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
my parents like put pictures in there and like put like explanations of like what I could read. I still got it somewhere like my mom's house, like a closet somewhere. Like still, it's not just all the bill that she like the day I was wearing like my videos.
That is cool.
And that was the last.
Yeah, so I have way too many photos, as you can see. I think it's probably like 2 million. But you can learn a lot about somebody with their photo journal too. I'm trying to think of where in the hell that was. Oh, it must be on campus somewhere. So, but I know we were talking about like kids. And nowadays it's like 50-50 if someone wants to have kids. How many people want to have kids? How many don't want to have kids?
Wait,
You said what?
How many want to have kids? How many don't want to have kids?
Wait, I don't know.
Yeah.
At a certain age though.
But like only like one or two though.
Right.
I don't got time to be 3, 4. That's the big one.
Oh, I know, that's the thing.
But I can only have kids like after like having 2 years after I done with college. Cause you know I need to live life and experience things without a kid attached to me.
You think 2 years is enough to do it?
No, it's not. But like I don't want to have my kids like extra old either.
It's not how old are you right now?
I'm 18.
When you look at it,
Right.
right?
Like,
2 years, like 20 is 21.
wait, I'm only 23, like that's too young. Wait, okay,
You're not gonna be 23.
She gonna be trying to get at 25. I say like after the
2 years, okay. Like 20.
Okay, wait, I need to
But the thing, I wanna, okay, just to get something on the floor, okay? Having kids at like 30 is not old.
That's so wrong.
Women have a smaller window. I waited until I was 42, but most people don't do that.
Yeah. 40, we put, I know guys.
Yes.
I love this,
You're right, I didn't think I could have a child at 42.
but like 30, yeah. I wouldn't do that.
People are having like that.
But the thing is too, I don't wanna have a kid and then like I'm still working and stuff. I wanna have like a child and be able to take care of my child,
Yes,
stay
like,
home,
be
whatever.
Yeah.
I wanna be like a full-time dad. So that's why I decided to wait, but at the same time, I would, it's not 40, like 20 is too young. I don't want to have kids like 28, like up there, like mid, like early 30s, late, you know, that would be cool. But like the 20, 21, that's 25 spot right low, bro. That's like I'm still in my youth.
So we had all 4 pandemic babies. So my first was June of 2020. You guys remember 2020? It looked like this. Remember the shots like that?
I went to school one day in like 8th grade and never came back.
I missed that like that was moving. Wait, I did not.
Like they told us we was getting sent home early, and then like I waited like 2 weeks to like do my work accidentally, and then I started.
Oh yeah, our first baby looked like an alien. You know how people say babies look like aliens? That was Isabel. She just turned 6 and did first grade. Oh, they even have like this. Sometimes they like give you the slideshow. Yeah.
I think the lighting you were.
What's that?
I think it's the lighting.
The lighting?
It's trying to do. Also, too, they said like pandemic babies, like they're very different.
They can't be jump.
Like my mom had one
She
shoes,
was small.
My nieces can't do things.
and they like super smart.
Yeah. Yeah, we had 2 kids in 10.5 months. That's also not recommended because they're considered Irish twins if they're less than a year apart. So our first one was June 14th, 2020, and then the second one, where is he? So we had a boy, and then in 2022 we had another boy. Oh yeah, look. Dude, they look so freaky. I always try to take pictures that make them look goofy like that. So, and I know on the PowerPoint, I feel like we are, okay, yes. When I worked at an adolescent drug and alcohol rehab, they would test the baby's first poop. Guess how many months back it could trace drug and alcohol stuff?
Like 10.
It's a lot. It's like 20 months. So 20 weeks. 20 weeks. 5 months. So back then, and I don't know what they're doing with weed being legal, but if you had weed, it like put the 17-year-old in juvenile detention center and have the baby at Child Protective Services, which was crazy because like you're not supposed to drink or smoke like that's the big. Because okay. Right, it can cause addicted infants. It says here have difficulty actively engaging in their environment. Alcohol is the biggest preventable cause of developmental disabilities. Have you guys heard of fetal alcohol syndrome? So they're saying even like 1 or 2 drinks at like especially 3 months pregnant, 4 months pregnant, because it's like a whole bottle of alcohol being washed through the baby's blood. So that's why it can mess them up. And the old days, they're like, oh, you can have 1 or 2 drinks. Now they're like, don't touch it. Don't even.
That's how it was. My little brother, they was born in like 2015.
Uh-huh.
And my mom, she swore up and down she had 1 cup of like literally 1. And now he has like ADHD. And like,
Okay, yeah.
Well, it's not like terrible at all.
Right.
Like, he can take like medication. He like that. He's very good at school and stuff like that.
Right.
But like his focus just be thrown off.
Right.
Like he just.
And it doesn't help that we have, even I'm almost 50, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got a freaking watch. Like, there's so many distractions. It's like getting tapped on the shoulder every 5 seconds. I couldn't do it if I were you guys. How do you concentrate? How do you get it done? I would have a hard time finishing, honestly.
My mom, she did drugs and stuff and like alcohol when she got her. So they both had like ADHD and stuff like that, and they both did like. I think my brother they had him taking alcohol for his. Like,
Okay.
They had him on some stuff. Okay?
Which is Ritalin. Yeah, I used to take Ritalin. I know. It's like I said, in the old days, they didn't have much research. Like, yeah, you can probably smoke and drink, but just don't smoke and drink as much. Now they're like, no, dude, don't do that.
Yeah, so they took her parental rights. So I don't think she's on my birth certificate.
Okay. And how many siblings?
For my mom, I have, it's 5 of us, but like, my mom and my dad,
Mhm.
it's like 2.
Okay. Yep. And that's, yeah, so these are some of the, okay, I skipped this, but maternal age, they say 18 to 35 is the ideal biological age for having a child. My wife and I had all of our kids after 35, so they call it a geriatric pregnancy. I guess she was 34 for our first, 35 for the second, 36 for the third, and 38 for the last one. You only,
So you older than your wife.
I'm about 7.5 years older than her. But she is 40 now, and I am 48. Damn.
It ain't 70 yet.
I'm like, dude, I should be dead.
When I just did like the, what's this called? The genogram?
Yes, the genogram.
Yeah, when I just did that, I'm looking up like the ages of like my parents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All my parents, like everybody was fast.
Were they like kids at 20?
Yeah, like
Right.
right out of high school, like damn, can you get it?
That's normal. Yeah, they used to get a good job out of high school. Now it's like the job market sucks.
Like my grandma had my mom at 20. My other grandma
Yep.
had my dad at 20. They had like 19. My mom was older than my dad, so she had me at 19. They had 18.
Yeah, my parents are still in their 30s.
Like no, my mom is 38. Look, 38.
I just did.
You reminded me, I'll send my mom.
I wish.
It's fast.
I'll send my mom the genogram.
And then too, like looking back, they be like, at their age, they got like a whole job to take care of. I'm bringing out like spirituality and like what I'm gonna eat, because you know, like I was in college and I'm worried about like how I'm gonna get around to like a party, or you know, I gotta
Right.
work on it tomorrow.
Right.
They had like a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah, I never got an answer. That's true.
I'll be very irritated like walking around with like kids today. Also too, I'll be having like conversations with like my friend in like psychology major. Because like I don't necessarily have like so like some of my friends just like social issues and I'm just really but we have like the conversation and talking kids like is having kids like a young age or like having kids when like you know you cannot support them like financially, mentally, whatever else it is that truly abuse? I think I never feel like abuse score. I thought it was more so like neglectful.
Right.
Very, very unsmart, very unsafe at times.
I think none of us ever think we have enough money for kids, but yeah.
Are this true that like when you have kids that are really young age, let's say like 16, it gives you like arrested development?
Okay, so you're saying like you stop maturing at the age of 16 because you gotta start taking care of the kid.
Yeah, so you really stop being a kid, you start.
They do say that about drug and alcohol use. So I have my own self, I quit drinking and smoking in college, so I had like 5-7 years of like,
That's crazy.
but it was college. It was a problem though, like I was failing out and everything.
when you like, okay, everybody drinking college, that's like the known thing, like you said, no campus is really dry. But also too, I think by like my junior year, like really this year down here, drinking be fun, but like it'd be like, it's too much.
Right.
It's like have a drink, like take like, I'll be a little stressed, I'll be a little irritated, okay, cool, like I just take a shot, take a sip back.
And think
But
back.
also too, people drink like before, like people stop drinking, like they drink before they get an age like legally drink.
Yeah.
Like you're like high school, so like some people I was drinking, but like age like 17 and like 19 or whatever the case is, like 21 maybe dead sober.
Right. Well, if you know you have a genetic predisposition to alcoholism in your family, for one, you'll find out quickly, like myself. Like when I started drinking, I didn't want to stop. And if you did stop, you didn't know how long you would stop for. So that's why I quit, like sophomore, junior year. It was bad. I was 0.59 GPA, I was failing out, all of the above. When I quit, I was 4.0 across
This was your junior year in high school or college?
college.
But
You
also
had
too,
0.95?
0.59. Well, I had to fight to stay. I
In
was on
college?
probation in college. It was my midterm, but yes, I was on probation.
also too, being in college exposed you to drink. I never started doing this stuff until I got here.
I've always been like, when it came to
Like, it was
drinking,
never-
I've always been hesitant because like I've seen how my grandpa like
Your family, right.
act around me, so it's
You
like,
really got the
I never
genetics.
want to be like that. And
Yes.
I don't like being around drunk people, like they irritate me so
It's
bad.
bothering. And then another thing too is like a awful thing. When you're around drunk people and you're not drinking, you're like having fun, you be so weird. Everybody else in your list. If I'm dead sober, if I'm like a designated driver and I'm in the car for I'm so pissed. Because it's like, damn, bro, like y'all are very, very irritating. Everybody's lit, everybody's loud, everybody got something to say. Like, just, it be too much. It's tired of me.
I've kind of seen both ends of the spectrum of that, like people who are irritated with them, or like I've seen like my uncles and aunties or those that be drunk on drugs and don't function like they
Yeah, bro.
every day, so you can't even tell if they're drunk or you would have to know. You can tell when they're not drinking or when they're not.
Because they be irritated.
Yeah.
My grandma, I don't get touched with.
It's weird that it can take all these inputs though and organize it into like legible information for you guys to use. Like, I'm impressed. I actually like this because you don't have to pay for the software. I hate when you do that.
What was the lesson about today? What was it?
So mainly, first assignment, creating a genogram using your family. And then we are on chapter 3, so it's like making a baby, having a baby. We all know how to make a baby, but then having a baby is hard, and then raising a baby is really hard.
Do you put your presentations on P2F?
Do I put the
Like the
PowerPoints? I can.
Can you?
Or if you email me, I can. Let me see.
You should like post it.
Yeah, just put them on P2F.
Let's see here. Let's do what you call it.
Sometimes I hate taking notes in class. I like doing that.
Oh yeah, announcements, right?
Yeah, you don't get blank.
They're called PowerPoints.
Yeah.
Add a file, my computer, the book's called Ashford. Let's see here. ASHF4. Oh, bam, look at that. Chapter 2. Does it want to do all of them? Why am I missing something? Chapter 5, chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why is it missing something? Oh, up here. Why they don't mix? Okay, there we go. Boom, it's smaller than 2 gigabytes. That's impressive. And like I said, this is one of the graduate level courses. So you take it in undergrad and you stay above a 3.25, they let you skip a whole year of graduate school. It's pretty slick. That's impressive to me. Nobody ever told me that. I finished with a psych major and I was pissed.
What did you say?
I did a psych major and it was It was useless.
Oh yeah, you can't do nothing up until like
Nothing.
that's so many years.
It was garbage.
That's really why I chose social work program.
It's only 10 chapters, man, we're gonna crush this, but there's so much to learn.
Also, too, I think like my mom, she works with kids, like all the bad people, bad kids, not necessarily.
That's what I always work with, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's gonna be like my selection.
Yes.
Cause I was a bad kid.
Yeah.
I used to lie about it. Like I was like a big liar.
Mhm.
Like I had like a terrible, I was terrible weekends. I didn't even this day. My mom asked me how I'm good. You know,
I'm like, I did good, I got
straight
straight
good.
A's.
Nothing. No, the whole time, my teachers like calling home every single day.
Because now they text and email too.
Yeah, and like she just kept asking me, and then one day like my mom just popped into my school, and I was like showing out.
What school was it?
You from Cincinnati?
Yeah.
I went to Douglas, Frederick Douglas Elementary.
Is that the, you said over the line or somewhere else?
Walnut Hills?
Yeah. So Walnut Hills High School.
No, it's not Walnut. It wasn't high school. I was in like grade school.
So then where in Walnut Hills?
Elementary.
So I went to Purcell Mary. Where is that?
It's up the street from this hill. It's like, you know where, you know where Montgomery Road is, right?
Yes.
Montgomery Road is like, they used to do like a apartment complex, like a apartment complex, but then behind that is like a drive-through. Like a rec center,
Yes.
and then it's like a big school. Behind it is another apartment building. Down the street from it's like you get like a Dollar General on the side.
Okay.
It's literally right where, it's like around the corner from like where the old road used to be. It looks like
Yep.
way back. Like around the corner.
Okay. Yep. I know that very well.
But I went here, and it was like, she works with like bad kids 24/7, right?
Yes.
And they're not even necessarily bad. They really be like in circumstances. Like she came into my table like a student one time, and they're like, he just doesn't listen. Like he doesn't listen to anybody. Come to find out like Willie Boy was literally dead. And nobody like diagnosed anything. Like he hadn't been to like a doctor, like he was just that. But the thing is, like once you have like IEP or like whatever accommodations, they can't like bridge you with that anymore.
Right.
Like it's stuck with you, you're like years entitled, like 12 years or whatever else it may be, like that's not it. Like it's like a whole other circumstance, but at the same time, their parents, they'd rather give them accommodations rather than work through like whatever else it may be. And just put on the teacher. But she worked with those students like 24/7. That's why I'm really like the field that I'm in.
Yeah.
Because like,
What's her agency?
she does it, well at first she was through like Tower House.
Yep.
And then she stopped doing Tower House because they took it out of her school, and now she just like looking like she's like third professional.
Okay. She does it on her own.
Yeah, and then she's doing like after school program and stuff like that. So I
Did somebody tell me you work with a social work agency now and get paid for it now? There's a few in the Dayton area, and I've been told, and I promised my previous class, jobs in social work are in Zinga now. I forget the name. So Zinga Community Schools, one-on-one special education. Damn, see, it's 21 an hour. Isn't that insane? And then that's what I'm saying. Somebody was just asking. I was like, I know there's tons of stuff around here. And, high school diploma equivalent, state of Ohio, aid permit requires 48 college semester hours. I never heard of it. So I guess you do need to be a sophomore. We're passing the local paraprofessional test.
but also I think like they have like intentions out here where there's some students who like come like here, they're not from here.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to stay in Xavier like Dayton and I'm from Cincinnati. I want to go home.
Right. Yeah, oh, there, okay. That was the guy earlier that you asked. Yeah, so there's a lot of well-paying jobs and they like pay you to sleep there too. I'm like, dude, I want a job that pay me to sleep overnight at the place. So, one other thing I get into big, and we'll try to finish so I can leave time for questions, but trauma, how many are familiar with the ACEs? It's adverse childhood experiences. So, Usually it's free, ACES quiz. And there's also a movie called Paper Tigers about the adverse childhood experiences, so publicly available across multiple platforms. Original questionnaire it's 20 years old now, but they've done a lot at Harvard. They've done a lot with mental health screeners, and then if you have an ACE score of 1, 2, or 3, most of us have 3 adverse childhood experiences. If you have 4 or more, it is good to go to counseling. Like, it doesn't mean that you're ruined for life. It's just good to talk to somebody about it, if that makes any sense. So, there it is. Okay, Paper Tigers. I may have this one as extra credit, but just, I always bring it up that one. But I don't want to see that one. I want to see this one. It's like a kung fu movie. This is the one I actually want to see. It's about adverse childhood experiences, and it explains it very well. Okay, here we go. I don't know if that's the.
In every school in America, walking down every street in America, there are the kids that get labeled, get rid of them, they're nothing but trouble. Lincoln sits right in the heart of the most assaults, gang activity, truancy.
I think it's the worst school you can ever go to.
Kids at night, fights, absolute chaos. You just walk right to the chair and say, "Oh, I was gonna kill him." All of them are bad now.
I was invited to go to a conference about complex trauma, and what stresses the brain.
So the areas that it affects in your brain is your brain development, if there is trauma, is pretty significant. And you can watch this free if you have. Well, first off, did you guys know you get a free Amazon Prime account with your Central State email address?
Okay.
It's 6 months free of Prime.
Say you
And then with that, you can watch this.
Is it the video too?
Yeah, it counts for Prime Video.
It does?
Yeah,
Yes.
6 months. Yeah. You just gotta like show your student ID or show your email address, the year you graduate. But this is on, so this will be extra credit. Then 2 more minutes. Those are all the things that affects trauma, can threaten brain development, harm long-term health, and lead to erratic behaviors.
Behaviors in the kid, behavior is a symptom of what's going on in their life.
My mom was like, "You Shelly." She's the only thing I have. And for her to back me like that,
This cooking mechanism, drinking time, smoking time.
and one night, I didn't want to be alive.
It hit me, and it hit me really hard.
You have to unconditionally love them, and you have to believe that their behavior might be out of their control.
I love playing guitar with several of these guys like that, almost as strong in every class.
After that, he wasn't only a disciplined figure, he was a friend.
So the community school approach they did here, we also did this in Cincinnati through what's called a Lighthouse Community School.
Yeah, she did it too.
And I wrote an article on that. They did horticulture therapy and kind of like sensory experiences with the kids. And they saw all of these stats like less fighting, higher GPA, increase in graduation rates.
To watch their confidence come back has been incredible. I'm not finding something where I got the team.
If I can do it, all of you can definitely do it.
It's not going to judge you. I know why you're smoking weed. I know why you smoke that. I know why you fight. You don't want to feel. I mean, that's the big challenge is I'm asking you to try feeling for a little bit. Because sometimes when you feel, it guides you in the direction that you should be on and not to where you are.
I know you can stream stuff on iTunes. Is that for real? You watch movies on iTunes? I guess so. You have to pay for it though.
You better see Apple TV.
Right. Yeah. Do you pay for this somewhere?
I know they do like make you pay for it, but I have to
Oh, it's Apple TV, okay. But yes, did you see how you were able to get in a free Amazon Prime account? Anybody ever heard of that?
What, Amazon thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it, I just did it, I got tired of my car stuff.
I teach at an online university graduate school in California, and I used that email address, and I signed up for trial for 6 more months for free. Did everybody sign in? The next one we'll watch is Removed 1 and 2, and it's about like foster to adopt. Well, here's the trailer for this one.
Sometimes when it hurts you so bad, it stops hurting at all. It just makes you feel good.
Oh, you've already watched it? Where? Who?
That's someone else.
Hunt? I told her about it.
Yeah,
Did you watch all of those? There's 1, 2, 3, and
we
4.
didn't watch all, I think we watched 2 of them. I know we watched this one straight up.
Well, there's this one and it has 2 parts, right?
I think we just watched this 2 part.
That's part 1, that's part 2, and then there was 3, 4.
We watched 3, 4. We just
Okay.
watched. What is that?
I gotta stop telling her my movies because I steal my class sheet. But I also have this one about the effects of poverty. And here's the trailer. We'll go with this one. I'll let Dr. Hunt hit. That's my favorite one. This is about poverty in America. There's several of these, but it's a trauma.
Mine is a fire in which people face survival or death.
Right now. That's so far below that line. So,
The mind, the place that people on the bottom are trying to get to, the place that people on the top are trying to keep them warm and warm.
You can't be too prideful, too stubborn to not step across that line and say, I can't do it on my own, I need help. Your ego is not important, what's more important is to put food on the table.
I understand that people might look at me and say, well, you're getting a handout, and I've done everything that I can do to make myself better. There's a certain amount of pride that comes with being independent. And there's a certain amount of shame that comes with having to beg for every little thing that you do.
when you have to struggle paycheck to paycheck, it's a hard thing. There's no way that I can continue to do this and survive with it. Just can't do it.
And I've had my gas shut off, I've had my electric shut off, it's horrifying, and it's embarrassing when kids go to turn on something that doesn't work.
I've seen a change, not only in income, but see a change in the people. You try to fight yourself out of it, but you can't. You can't. My income right now, between about $11,000 to $15,000.
The bottom come up. And at the bottom of their mind, they went through that mind.
Poverty is just every day for me.
So that's one about poverty. I've got a few, and one last point I want to get across. Does anybody know what a $20 bill was 100 years ago? This is my little inflation lesson. Does anybody know what was $20 bill 100 years And then I'm gonna do some photos. This is my inflation lesson, because I'm sure you guys have seen, there you go. So they did use paper money, but guess what it actually represented? It was actually a coin. So in 1926, did you guys do history lessons like the Roaring Twenties, when everybody was like rich and like partying and the stock market was going straight up? So my point being, 20 years ago, an ounce of gold, or 100 years ago, an ounce of gold was $20. What do you think $1 bill is? You ever heard of a silver dollar? Next question is, how much is $20 gold coin now? What would your guess be if you were to buy a $20 gold coin now? Oh. It shows like the inflation, like how much the dollar was devalued. So if you wanted to buy $20 from 100 years ago, it would cost you $4,250. And that's the definition of inflation. So there's your $20 bill. You still can buy it at all these places. See how coins online.
Wait, not really,
You will not get it for $20. Now you could get silver half dollars. I went into a bank 12 years ago and I gave them a $10 bill and I said, give me a roll of half dollars. And I took it out, they like took forever and they came, it was like taped up to like, I know it's old, but I swear this is a $10 roll. I opened it up and it was all pure silver. So they were silver half dollars. How much is a silver dollar today? So it's just showing that they took the gold out of our money and took silver out of our money, so we could print the money for war. So you could print the money. As a social worker, it benefits us because a lot of, say, Medicare and Medicaid is funded through printed money, like programs and grants. But something to think about, like Morgan or Peace dollar is at least $50 now. So $1, and they made silver dollars up until really the 1960s is when they took all the silver out of our money. So a silver dime, 10 cents now, if you want to buy it, it costs you $4.50. A silver quarter, if you want to buy it, it costs you about $12. And a silver half dollar, if you want to buy it, is $24. The reason they did that is because now they can print money. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the money printing thing they talk about. It's inflation of the money supply. So during the pandemic, we created $3 trillion. We only had $3 trillion in circulation. So if you double how much money is out there, but you're all chasing the same gallon of milk or gallon of gas, what do you think is going to happen with the gallon? More expensive. It takes twice as many dollars to buy, and that's where inflation comes from. But nobody ever talks about it. So if you're interested, I can do more or less the next time. I know we're done, but this is important for me because it relates back to poverty, it relates back to how social work agencies are funded, it relates back to how do we buy our housing, how do we buy our food, how do we buy a car, how much is a cheap car nowadays?
Like a cheap good car?
Yes.
I say you could get like a car off of Facebook Marketplace for like if you don't want to only maybe like $4,000-$5,000.
Right. And when I was your age, I bought a Honda Civic 1986, had a lot of miles, it was $500. I drove it 100,000 miles and I sold it back to somebody for $500. So that's just like inflation on cars. Look at the house you grew up in, and if you look on Zillow, how much was it 20 years ago before you were born, or 25, and how much is it now? And that's the inflation. We'll go over it next time, but it's just something to think about as a social worker. How do we get resources to people when we have all this crazy stuff going on? Why do they print money? Usually it's to fund the war. Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. Something to think about. So that's all I got for you. If you want to sign, if you already did, you're good. See y'all Thursday.